Hi. I wanted to, as I was doing my answer key, question number 2 seemed more complicated than it looked like at first. So I wanted to make a video for you guys about that. And there's not nearly enough space for me to write on here. So I am doing it on my notebook. So here we go. So the equation is h of t equals 1 minus t times 8 plus 16t, where h of t is the height of the object in feet and t is the time in seconds. And the first thing they want us to do is to find the zeros of the function. So the zeros of the function, those are the times when the value h of t equals 0. So what we've learned is there's when an equation is in factored form, we can see the two parts or the two factors of the equation, and if either factor equals 0, if 1 minus t equals 0, or if 8 plus 16t equals 0, it doesn't matter what the value of the other one is. When you multiply it by 0, the value is going to be 0. So all you have to do is make two little. I just think about solving two easy problems. 1 minus t equals 0. So at this point, I would add t to both sides. 1 equals t. You could also solve it by inspection just by saying 1 minus what number equals 0. That number has to be 1. The other one, you could solve it by inspection. What number makes sense? You could also use your algebra steps. I'm going to subtract 8 on both sides, so I get 16t equals negative 8. Divide both sides by 16. T equals negative 8. Nope, negative 1/2. Y'all, this COVID medicine is making me more crazy than normal. So the zeros are, I don't know. The zeros are t equals 1 and t equals negative 1/2. What do the zeros tell us? Are they both meaningful? So they're not both meaningful. T equals negative 1/2. T equals negative 1/2 is not meaningful because it represents time in the past, which makes no sense. T equals 1 tells us the object lands at 1 second. From what height is the ball thrown? Explain. There's a couple ways to think about this, but the height that the ball is thrown, that's going to be the y-intercept, because if we're like thinking about a graph like this, it's going to start not at 0, go up and come down, right? So the height that the ball is thrown is the y-intercept. And it's easier to find the y-intercept from the standard form of the equation. So if I just make the standard form, 1 minus t, 8 plus 16t, 8 times 1 is 8, 1 times that's 16t, minus 8t, minus 16t squared. Sorry that my handwriting is so small. It's going to be 8 plus 8t minus 16t squared. That is the y-intercept. Because when t is 0, 8 plus 0 plus 0 minus 0 is going to be 8. So the ball is thrown from a height of 8 feet. And then the last question, this is the one where I thought that maybe things got a little complicated and I wanted more space. About when does the ball reach its maximum height? How high does it go? Well, the maximum height, let me change the pencil here. So if we go back here, this is 1/2 or negative 1/2. This is 1. That maximum height is going to be halfway in the middle, even though it doesn't look like a perfect parabola, but you get what I mean. So like halfway between negative a half and 1. So if I think about on a number line, this is negative a half, 0, and 1. The distance here is 1.5 spaces, or 3/2 spaces. So half of that is the same thing. Okay, so that's the same thing as 6/4 spaces, or units, and half of that, so it's going to be 3/4 of it. Is that right? Yes. This means the other math that I did earlier was wrong. Okay, this is easier than I thought. So then halfway would be 3/4 and 3/4, which makes sense because 3/4 and 3/4 is 1.5. And if I start at negative a half and I go up 3/4, I'm going to be at 1/4. And if I from 1/4 go at 3/4, I'll be at 1. So the ball reaches its maximum height at 1/4 of a second. This is where the vertex is going to be. So I need to find h of 1/4, which is 1 minus 1/4 times 8 plus 16 times 1/4, which is 3/4 times 8 plus 1/4 of 16 is 4. So 12. And then 3/4 of 12 is 9. Okay. So it reaches its maximum height at 1/4 of a second. Am I still on the page here? Yep. And the maximum height is 9 feet. All right. So I hope you find that helpful. I hope that my reasoning makes sense to you. Please don't hesitate to reach out with any questions, and I really hope to be back at school next week. Thanks so much.